with Comet and Orion, and I just worked with them down in the arena. And it's pretty hot out here, so I am definitely finished for the day. But they had little lunging workouts, and then I thought I would just rinse them off. So I wanted you to come along with me because they could both use a little rinse off. So this is Orion. I'm just going to put you out here so you can all see. So my boys are both a year old. And they're really sweet boys. But it's time to have a little rinse off. It's good practice for them too, good training. Very gentle on the face. Good boy. They've been rinsed off before. And I just do little short spurts of everything when they're young. And it makes such a difference. I'm sure that feels good. Good boy. Here, now I'm going to get Comet. And so they both had little lunging workouts and just some groundwork workouts too. A little bit of showmanship, just body control exercises that I like to do with them. And they're coming along real nice. All right, here, I'm just gonna rinse you with your adopted brother. Comet is so dirty. Boy, having the light horse is always like, oh boy, come on. Good job. I like when they get naturally curious about the water too. Like after they get a little bit used to it, then I feel like they get curious and they learn pretty quick. Yeah, you guys are good boys. Very, very smart. But I'm just enjoying a nice day today. And Lizzy is sleeping. So we're just out here and messing around with them. Here, let's back up into the shade, boys. Back up in the shade. There we go. That's nicer. But hello. And thank you. Someone says they're a big fan. That's very sweet. I appreciate it. We hit 250,000 subscribers, I think about 3 days ago. So that was really exciting. So thank you for everyone that did subscribe recently. And it's awesome. I'm really excited and I want to keep growing it. I love making these little videos. But this is Comet and Orion for anybody new joining us. They are 1 year old. They're both just a year old. You can tell that Orion is a little bit of a taller miniature horse. Yeah. And he's a bay pinto. And then Comet is a Palomino pinto. And Comet has the blue eyes. See? You have blue eyes. You're very handsome. And he's like, I'm in pink. Come on, Orion. Come on. Don't chew on your brother. Which they're not real brothers. I just call them, they're like adopted brothers. Because they're friends. Huh. No, they're cute boys. But I'm super excited because I'm getting another very cute little boy at the end of this month. Oh, are you guys itchy now? No, we're not going to be itchy on me. Woo! I know, they're probably ready to go in their stalls and roll and have water. No, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to rub on your brother either. He's like, but I itch. Yeah, but no, we're not going to be pushy. No pushiness. I don't allow them to be pushy. Here, let's go this way. We can put Orion back because he seems like he's very itchy. Here, do you want to show off and back into your stall? Good boy. And then I'm going to put this little fly mask on him. So we sell all kinds of tack, by the way, if anyone that has horses is watching. But this is a dinosaur fly mask. They can see through these masks for anyone that's a horsey novice that doesn't know. They're just to protect the flies from their face. And it's kind of like sunglasses in a way, only for horses. No, we're not going to rub on you. No rubbing. You can go roll, but not on me. There you go. Good boy. There we go. And we'll see how Comet does. Sometimes Comet doesn't seem like he gets as itchy. So we'll keep you out here. But yeah, all these little bags that I have hanging, these are all my products too for tack, and everything matches. So check us out if you haven't. Oh yeah, see, now he's itching himself on the door. Oh gosh. Yeah, they're definitely not up for adoption, but thank you. With that said, there's a lot of horses out there that need to be adopted from rescues. So if you're really interested in doing that, then I just recommend getting some education and starting, because a lot of horses need help. And minis, it's very sad, but a lot of miniature horses, I feel like minis are neglected worse. I mean, I'm sure that would be a big statement to say. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I do feel like minis are neglected more than big horses in a sense. Or they're just like neglected in a different way. And it's just so sad. Like their feet get really long. Just awful. Oh. Yeah. And then the horses, I mean, the horses cost quite a bit. I mean, I'm very lucky to have my own property, but in the years of not having my own property with boarding, it gets very expensive very fast. They always say that the horse is the most inexpensive part of horse ownership, and that is correct. Whether it's a miniature horse or a big horse, I feel like that's very true. So, but I would say for my minis, because I have my own property, they probably cost about, I mean, averaging out things, like averaging out worming them, averaging out just odds and ends that you have to buy, I would say it's probably a couple $100s a month. But that's for all of my minis. So it's very cheap for that many of them with my own property. Now that does not include showing them, that does not include buying new things for them. I mean, I obviously own a tack company, so that helps me tremendously to be able to outfit them like I do. But it's not a small commitment to own a horse. It's very big, and they need proper training And unless you have the means to do that as well, then it's really something you probably shouldn't get into unless you have the means to have lessons if you're a, a rank beginner or something. What do you see? So let's see, I'm just seeing lots of comments. I see a Lauren that says, give me a shout out. I know I need to try to do more shout outs. I feel like I'm bad at that. But right now I have 4 minis and then I have a 5th one that I'm picking up at the end of the month. Oh, no, we're not gonna bite me. We're not nibbling. I know you love me, but that's not okay. See, it's little things like that. If you let them do it, you think, oh, that's so cute, but pretty soon it turns into more, and then pretty soon they bite your face. So it's very important to correct them. Have a little personal space. Gosh, I see a Charlie, and yeah, I saw a Lauren. Yeah, so hello. Oh, and thanks for saying you like my makeup. I'm a mess right now. I feel like you never look at yourself before you go on a live or something. Yeah, you be good boy. I have a makeup routine that's probably like 2 minutes. So I can link my makeup in the comments after this because it's really easy. I get it all off of Amazon and it's like super simple. And I'm in no way, I don't primp in front of the mirror. I don't have time to. So it's about literally 2 minutes for my makeup. But thank you. Yeah, he's so cute. You're so cute. You're just a charmer. Yeah. Say to subscribe to us, please. Subscribe to us. Please. Please subscribe to us. Yeah, so Orion, he has a little dry cough from allergies. So horses can get allergies. And he has not needed Zyrtec a lot. I give it to him occasionally. But it's kind of interesting. He came from Washington State, and he's kind of, honestly, the first horse I've had that has had a little bit of an allergy, like to dust or whatever it may be. It's not severe, but if you hear him cough, that's why. That's why that's happening. You be good boy. And a tour of my tack room. Well, I don't have a tack room, but I can definitely just show you my barn. But with that said, it's all covered in fire blankets right now because we live in Northern California and we live in a fire country. And I have those fireproof blankets over all of my stuff, just for protection, so that if a fire came in, then nothing in the barn's gonna catch. Like if an ember flies in and lands on something, then it could catch the whole barn on fire. So I cover everything this time of year. So that's why it's a little bit ugly. But this is my tack room, per se. It's just an open 12 by 12 stall, and it's evolving. So, I mean, I got my clippers and my first aid, which I'm in the middle of organizing. I just have a tote with my brushes, and then I have my trash cans full of the feed that I feed. And then I have more totes under there, just totes of stuff. Random things, obviously, fence stuff, medications. Yeah, boots for the winter, my paints, toys for my little son. Yeah, and then I have a whole wagon full of saddle pads right here and stuff that I use for my videos. And then I have my cart. And then I have my barn aisle, which you can kind of just see this angle of it. So you stay there, Comet. This is Brooklyn. And so, yeah, so then I have this is a bridle bag that I sell. And then this is a little fanny pack that you can wear. And then harness bags and all of my halters. And then I have some older posters. I pretty much just put the older posters in my barn. But yeah, just, there's Ashy, that's Brooklyn's full sister. And then there's Orion, of course. And he has all the little trucks and little boy bags. And then this is Comet's stall, which he normally has a bag on it, but I'm in the middle of organizing to go on a very big trip in about 10 days. So that's why actually things are a little bit of a mess out here, because I'm organizing my stuff to take with me so that we can have some photo shoots with my friends back east. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of really cute little shorts coming out, I'd say, in the next 3 weeks or so. At least, or 3 to 4 weeks, I would say, with the editing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. So, call the fire department. So, funny thing is, my husband is a fire captain, and this is why we are so just detail-oriented about this kind of thing, is that I like to keep everything really fire safe because the blankets aren't going to burn, and then plastic's not really going to burn very well. So, yeah. But yeah, believe me, I know a lot about, I've been a fire wife for 15 years. I've lost track. And then do you do the cart? Yes, I do. I drive. I just put a short out yesterday, I believe, of me driving Brooklyn. And I do have a big horse named Lizzy. She was my first world champion back in 2013. And I have her. She's out on 10 acres. She's not up here right now, otherwise I would have shown you her. But she was in that poster. So Lizzy, I ride her maybe a couple times a year at best. But to be honest, I've never been super passionate about riding horses. I like to do the groundwork better and the showmanship. So that's why I got into minis kind of just by luck in 2015 when Lizzy got hurt as a 3-year-old. And I was in this kind of moment of, oh my gosh, I don't have a horse. And so then a friend gave me a mini, and that was my first mini Bolt, which I should probably get back to my series of how I got into horses, because that's jumping ahead a little bit. I've already done my first part 1 of how I got into horses, and I remember I need to start at a certain point again for part 2. But that is how I got into minis. It was just kind of by luck, and I was given a mini. And then I just went all the way with him. And I realized that, wow, I can't really find things that fit him. Oh, we're not doing that. No, we're not biting. That's not okay. I just realized, wow, there's not really a lot on the market for minis that's cute, colorful, and fits well. And so over a few years, from 2016 on, I developed and created Starpoint. So here we are today. And now we have a full tack line, and we have the clothes, hats, and all kinds of the accessories for big horses too, ponies and big horses. But it started with the minis, and it still really is the main part of my business. And yeah, yeah, so he's definitely a real horse. There's no costume. That's funny. Oh, and that's cool. Someone said they saw Bolt in Washington State at a show. Yes, so he lives in Idaho with his people. And he's since gone on. I did sell Bolt. And that was, gosh, time flies. That was it 2019? I think it was 2019. And I sold him to a little girl, very experienced show family. And they've taken him to nationals, and he's won. He's won the youth halter obstacle, he's won showmanship, and he won the open obstacle as well there a couple years back. So that was really nice. And yeah, so Bolt, he's up there. He's really cute. I loved that little horse, but I was just at a point of it was a hard decision to sell him, but at that time I didn't have as many stalls as I do now. And then I'm a firm believer with horses, if you feel like you've kind of reached a point with them where you think they would benefit from a different person, then that's okay. And that's about where I was at with him, because there was nothing at all wrong with Bolt, or I loved him. I was crying saying goodbye to him. After the fact, it was hard, but I just knew he would get more out of life with that particular little girl, because Brooklyn was still very young, and then I had a rescue horse at the time, and there were other irons in the fire for new prospects, and I love baby horses and new prospects and training them. So it was just one of those decisions, and it was the most ideal home he could ever have, so I couldn't say no. He's yawning. He's like, can we get off now, please? He's tired. Yeah, but this is my property in Northern California. We have almost 22 acres. And let's see. And I don't know, I'm trying to keep up with comments. But I'm just out here. I wanted to pop on and say hi because I just really like doing it. And I had a moment. Zzz's sleeping, but he'll probably wake up pretty soon, so I'll probably pop off. But just thank you for all the support of everything and asking me questions. But please subscribe to us. If you're new here and watching, please give us a subscribe. And if you love ponies and animals, and I have a 17-month-old son and we dance a lot. So if you like that kind of thing, then please subscribe, because we just hit 250,000 followers, and that was so exciting a few days ago. So I'm very, very happy to have that support. But thank you for all the support. Like, it means the world to me. We've come a long way. Let me tell you, I do need to get back to my series of I need to do part 2 of how I got into horses. But thank you. Yeah, it's been 22 minutes. I might have a few more minutes. I have a camera on my phone for Zz. I'm trying to think of where I left off with part 2. So you need to go watch part 1. I did a live probably about 2 weeks ago now on how I got into horses, part 1. So part 2, as I recall, I left off with Faith. So I was 15 and I had Faith, and this was after losing 2 horses, my first 2 horses to colic, a year apart. And then the lady just right down the street, bless her soul, gave me another horse, or gave me a horse, I should say. And that was my salvation, and I loved that horse. And then I discovered Clinton Anderson, and from the very beginning, I was training Faith. And she was a yearling quarter horse Palomino, and very nice little horse, kind of cow bred, cow and halter bred. So, I mean, nothing performance-wise or super fancy, but for a great horse, for a teenager, she was wonderful. And I taught that horse so much. And I showed her at a lot of open shows around here, and then Palomino shows. They used to have a lot of shows around here. Now they don't, but thankfully they existed then. And I went to my first breed shows with her, and it was the Palomino circuit, actually. So it was fun. And she was a great little showmanship horse. I started her under saddle myself using Clinton's methods. And I was going to Clinton's clinics. Oh, let's see. Oh, my goodness. Someone is like polluting the comments, but they say that you're the biggest fan. Rosin, or I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right, but hello. I appreciate all the support. But anyhow, so I was going to Clinton Anderson clinics with my horse show mom named Gina. Now, I met her at the local horse club, just again, right down the street. And she was the secretary. And I developed a really strong bond with her quickly. She was just a beautiful person, and she loved horses like me. So she and we just really bonded, and she took me to the clinics across California. And then she got me kind of an inn right next to my house, just a couple miles from my house, and right behind hers, free boarding, because she had a horse. And then I had Faith, and so I had free board. And it was the most wonderful situation, like for a 15-year-old girl to have. And it was really, that was 2003, and it was just one of the best years of my life I can look back on, because I had just so much opportunity to meet Clinton Anderson. I went to his clinics, and he was big, but he wasn't near as big as he is now. So he didn't have his apprenticeship program. So at one point, I went up to him. This was at the third walkabout tour clinic I had gone to. And I asked him what I need to do basically to become like him, and that I really want to be a trainer, and what's the best advice you could give me. And long story short, he offered me an apprenticeship right there in person. He said, he's like, if you're really that devoted and passionate about it, then, let's talk. Let me talk to your mom. Let me talk to your family. And I couldn't sleep for days. And it's something I'll never forget. The sad ending to that is we were right on the verge of flying out and doing a 30-day trial. We had the plane tickets bought, and at the last moment, my mom, unfortunately, kind of backed out on it. She just didn't quite want me to do it. And I get it as a mom for sure, but I also feel like it was tough on me to kind of have all the hope in it, and then to just finally be like, nope, we're not doing it after all. And my mom was always very supportive, and still is, but it just was a really tough, pivotal moment in my life. And then I lost the opportunity. So I always wondered, and I wish that I had had at least the chance to go out there for a month and try it, to see if I would have been able to do it. Because then otherwise he would have committed me to a few more months, and then a year, and then ultimately a 4-year program. And I didn't have to pay for it back then. It was just going to be given to me. But, I think everything happens for a reason. But it was very validating. And it was, very character building. But then later on that year, it kind of got sadder, because my horse show mom passed away. And she was only 51, and she got meningitis, and was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and she ultimately didn't make it. And so that was very hard on me. It was very sudden and misdiagnosed, and so she didn't get the care she needed. And that's what really cost her life those first couple of days. So that was, again, very character building and humbling. And I still miss her to this day. But she always said, she always said that I was going to be famous in the horse industry. And I don't like to call myself famous, because I think it's pretty, just arrogant sounding. But I kind of think she's shining down on all the success I have had. I think she's been a part of it and a reason why it's happened for me. I just feel her spirit around me all the time, and I thank her for it. But she always believed in me, and she always knew I was going to make it and be somebody in the horse industry. So she's kind of my guardian angel. Let's see. There's a lot of comments going on. Yeah, and I mean, really, y'all, if you keep commenting, then I can't comment on anybody else. So I'm kind of one for, you know, if you write something, it'll give me a chance to read it better if you just write it once. But I appreciate all the support and love. And someone keeps saying, you want me to send an outfit. You know, I don't know what you make, but if you have something cute, then, I mean, I have a post office box, and I should really put that out there so that people can send stuff if they want to. That's fun. I love costumes. But yeah, so that's, I guess, I kind of, that is part two, more or less. I mean, I lost my show mom, and then I didn't get a Clinton Anderson opportunity because of that situation. And then I kind of just carried on. I did have post-traumatic stress from losing my horse show mom and just kind of seeing her in the hospital, which I won't get into detail, but it was very, very tough to watch. And, you know, it's very sad when someone you love is dying, and there's nothing you can do. So that really haunted me for a long time. And I can certainly get into more of that healing journey and what I've been through, you know, in the next live. But it was very, very tough. It tested me in ways that I didn't really think a 15, 16-year-old, they shouldn't have to go through all of that. But here I am. But back to maybe a couple more questions, and then I'm going to pop off. Someone asked about the cart. Do you have trouble training for the cart? So no, I don't. But I do such an extensive amount of groundwork before I even think about hooking a cart to them. And then when I do, I have a little rickety old cart down there that my husband played with as a kid. So that's a funny story, is I got that cart. He used to hook it to his bicycle when he was 8. And it was just his grandmother's cart. It's nothing fancy, believe me, it's not. But it's in working condition enough to just kind of makeshift something and hook it to the horse and just use it for the training. But I got that thing after all these years. It was just meant to be. And he called it Wishy-Washy when he was a kid. So I got Wishy-Washy the cart, and that is my training cart. And it will stay my training cart forever. But I do a lot of exposure to it before I even begin to hook them up. And then when I do hook it up, I don't get in the cart right away at all. I make sure that that horse is quiet, confident, and they have some miles on them with me just walking beside it first, so that I'm safe and that it puts like less on them too, because they have to learn how to pull it and just feel all of that. So I don't want to just get in it right away and have that extra stress on them. Okay, let's see here. Oh, somebody says that they're training to drive a cart, but there's a lot of anxiety. Yeah, well, I would just say do a lot of groundwork with him, though. Do a lot of groundwork. And don't let anything rush you about it either, because I know a lot of people just get in, or they just, I don't know, they have their own timelines, they have their own ideas. Please don't eat my hair. Come on. Come on, let's go. Forward. He's a stubborn boy. But yeah, just don't rush it. Just do what feels right to you, and do a lot of groundwork with them. And then, you know, take your time. And when you don't feel anxious about it yourself, then he's not going to be quite as anxious. Because I feel like the horses really sense that, and it's going to affect the process of it. Take my horse on a date. Yeah, you know, really, why not? I should take him to McDonald's. Like, put him in the car and let his head go out the window. That would be fun. That's kind of on my list of crazy things to do. Maybe when Zizi's a little older, I could do that, because then he could be a part of it and really enjoy it too. Work and exercise sled. I don't. Well, we don't have a lot of snow here. I wish we did, because I've seen that and that's been really fun. But maybe, I mean, maybe I could get some type of little makeshift thing for the arena sand. And he's an American miniature horse. Yeah, so anyway, just thank you, everybody. I think I am going to pop off and check on Zizi, but I really appreciate all the love. Say thank you for the subscriptions. We appreciate it. And anybody that wants kind of a background, I just saw a quick comment of like, how do you get into horses or how long? Go watch my live of part 1, how I got into horses, and that will answer all those questions for you because I've already recorded that. So until next time, I will try to remember to put my makeup in the comments because someone said they liked it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, subscribe to us, please, if you love ponies and cute teeth. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to us. All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.